Hi, my name is Sarah and I spent last autumn protecting badgers in the Gloucestershire Cull zone. I started campaigning against the badger cull more than 2 years ago because it seemed so wrong, so misguided and absolutely without merit that I felt sure that it could be stopped. I knew badgers were a protected species and that we, the British people, love our badgers. I actually believed that the cull wouldn't happen, and I remember my disbelief at learning that the last hope had failed when the Badger Trust appeal in the High Court was lost, and when the overwhelming vote against the cull at Westminster arising from Brian May's e-petition was completely ignored. It really took us to the next phase, which is working out what we could do to save badgers' lives when the cull actually started. And I think we've been remarkably effective. We must never forget that over 1,600 innocent badgers lost their lives, and many of them really suffered dreadfully for several minutes before they died. But the kill rate was much, much lower than it was intended to be, and many lives were saved simply because we were there. I'm certainly not knocking all the other ways we can take action against the cull. It's very important to write to your MP and let them know your views. Several MPs have changed their stance after hearing from and meeting their constituents, and petitions do have their place. Letters to newspapers and comments on their online pages are a good way of getting your message across. And so are leaflets and posting about the cull on Facebook and Twitter. And demos, of course, are brilliant. But if I were a badger in the killing fields of Somerset or Gloucestershire last autumn, I would have got cold comfort from all of that. The only thing that kept badgers alive once the shooters were out with their guns was the presence of people who cared enough to get off their backsides and go out into the cull zones and protect the badgers by being there, as is their right, so the shooters could not shoot. There really is a role for everyone. We have had many hundreds of people come and help us in the cull zones, and they come from all walks of life, all ages, all abilities. Everyone can play a part, and the more of us there are, the easier is our job. What we're doing is perfectly legal. In this country, we have a very proud tradition of standing up for what we know is right, and we certainly have right on our side in this case. Direct action saves lives, and when the shooters are out, there is no other hope for the animals that they're aiming to kill. If there's someone on a footpath near a shooter, then they cannot and must not shoot. They have to break their guns. That is the law, and this saves lives. We've been called all sorts of things in the press, some very bad and some very good. We're certainly not terrorists or criminals, and actually we aren't heroes or saints or angels either. Although there might be some Gloucestershire and Somerset badgers alive today who would disagree. We are teachers and artists and local government employees. We are therapists and van drivers and self-employed business people. Some of us are very old, and some of us are very, very young, and some of us are unwell. Some of us have old pets to look after, and many of us have young children, and some of us are wheelchair users. We are parents and grandparents and carers and pet owners, and we have homes and responsibilities and busy lives just like everyone else. We are just ordinary people doing something extraordinary. We're standing up for what we believe. All it takes for evil to flourish is that good men do nothing. Please join us.